Good morning, everyone. Hi. I'm having a bit of a technical difficulty here with my charts. I was trying to modify something, and now my charts are all messed up. So we'll have to I'll have to deal with that as I go along, I guess. Okay. Let's see. Yep, everything kind of got messed up on my charts. My 5-minute chart especially. Okay. You can see here that my grid's all messed up. I had it set up to be on the whole and half dollar. And I will have to figure out what's going on here. We have something popping up already. ICG. All right, so I'll have to deal with that after. ICG. And, oh, okay. Let's see. Whoops. ICG. All right. Chains Group Limited provides staking activities update, advances strategic transformation with AI-enabled model. Okay, so this is AI news. The float is 15 million. Relative volume and gap is good. Okay, this looks like a good one. We're going to have to ignore my 5-minute chart for a minute because I don't know what's going on with that. But let's put it on the 10-second chart. It looks like it's going up, so... Okay, I'm having all kinds of technical difficulties today. My window closed. Okay, so let's look at it on here while I get everything back up. It looks like it's pulling back. This is real live streaming, huh? Today is a bit of a mess. All right, so, but we will just keep going. All right, that's what happens when things go wrong. What's the opportunity here? The opportunity is that I learned to make do with less. All right, so we've got the 1-minute chart. That's honestly, that's good. The 1-minute chart is good. All right, we've got our news. And let's see, we've got resistance up to 254, which, so it looks like it kind of came right up to the resistance. I don't know what's going on with my 5-minute chart, but let's just use the 1-minute chart right now. And all right, that's pulling back too much for me. I'm not loving that. I mean, it had good news, right? Okay, oops. It had good news, but yeah. Wow. It's below VWAP. Big red candle. Let's see. Remove drawing. Okay. Big red candle. And let's see. Let's try to get this 10-second chart back on there. All right. So it's pulling back, but it's below VWAP. So this is the top of the low candle. So, sorry, I don't know why. I think I have like terrible allergies right now. I'm in the Northeast and my eyes are just watering like crazy. Okay, so now it's dropped below VWAP, and this is the bottom of the low candle. So I'm not getting in unless it pops up above VWAP. But wow, these allergies are killing me, guys. I'm gonna have to take something for it. Okay. Yikes. All right. So, happy Friday, by the way. I'm excited that it's Friday. And so if you're just tuning in, I am having technical difficulties today. I'm having many technical difficulties today. I attempted to kind of like I attempted to kind of do something different with my charts today, and now it's a bit of a hot mess. So where ONFO popped up again. ONFO, that was something I traded yesterday. Okay. So it's running up. Oh, look at that. Okay. Running up. And I guess we would call this a continuation, right? Because the news came out yesterday. But let's take a look and see what's going on. I did have 2 green trades on ONFO yesterday, but they were really tight trades. Okay. Oh, wow. My allergies are really, my eyes just won't stop watering. The flowers on the trees are so pretty, but oh my goodness. All right. And let's see. All right, since I'm waiting, I mean, this is pulling back, but I don't like this topping tail. So since I'm kind of waiting, I'm going to see if I can remember how to fix the price access, custom interval. Invalid number 1. Apply. Okay, that's too big. So custom interval point. No. All right. I know I did this before, so I'll just have to figure it out again. ICG is, let's see. Okay. It's still below VWAP. And good morning if you're just joining me. Sorry, my allergies are really kicking in along with apparently a cold on top of allergies. I think so my voice is really a mess. But and I'm having trouble with my charts, but we're going to make do. That's fine. I'm mostly trading off the 1 minute and the 10-second right now. And we're going to make do with the situation. Okay, I was trying to do something with my charts this morning and it got all screwed up. So now I'm all flustered, but that's fine. This is a live streaming. And we're looking at ICG and ONFO. So ONFO, no, I don't see any candle wicks in my 5-minute. That is like crazy right now. Okay, so right now on ONFO, we're getting a bull flag pullback to here, high of day here, but I don't love these topping tails. And this is This doesn't have new news. I don't see new news. I see news from yesterday. So, but this is a nice clean pullback as far as volume goes. I like that. The only thing is, this is the thing. The gap on ONFO, it's negative. It is below close from yesterday. So let's look at that. Okay, so it is below it, so it's not meeting my criteria for stock selection yet. The gap is not there yet on ONFO. Let's go back to ICG. All right, so ICG is, it went below the 9 EMA. It's coming up back up to view up, and then MACD is red. So for both of these stocks, so ICG meets my criteria for stock selection, but it is not looking good on the chart as far as it's below VWAP, MACD is red, and ONFO has two issues with the stock selection. It has not, it's actually negative from yesterday's close, and the news is old. So in terms of evaluating the quality of the news on ONFO, I would say it's not meeting the criteria right now for stock selection. ONFO, yes, it popped up yesterday, and I got 2 good trades on that, which is awesome. However, all right, I'm going to move this in a little bit. I don't need this much room. I don't need a lot of room on my time and sales. I mean, in my level 2 time and sales here. So right now I'm just waiting. PBM popped up on no news and it's above $10. So I'm not going to take that as well. All right. NPT popped up earlier this morning, but also on no news. WSHP, way over $10, not on my radar today. And it looks like it has old news. So I'm going to hold off on that. Wow, today is such, like, here in the Northeast of the United States, I'm in Eastern Standard Time. I'm in the Northeast. It is overcast and rainy looking, and my gray blazer matches the gray, the gray sky outside. It's a day to be cozy. I should have worn like a casual Friday sweatshirt. Okay, so let's see. Right now, I'm not seeing a lot going on the chart. My daily chart looks like it's where it's supposed to be, but my 5-minute chart is honestly a hot mess. I can't see the candles. I don't understand what is going on with that. Let's see. These are the settings that affect all charts. Let's see. Appearance. The setting affects all charts. Okay, so favorite time frames. So I'm going to say, okay, we're on the 5-minute. I honestly don't know what's going on there. Okay, NPT popped up. NPT, let's see. It does not have news yet, at least on Warrior Trading Scanners. The price is between $1 and $10. The float is good. Relative volume's good. Gap's good. Okay, so NPT meets 4 of the 5 pillars of stock selection. So let's see if news pops up. There's a little news indicator here on Thinkorswim, but sometimes Sometimes that doesn't really say much other tthan the price has gone up. NPT, it just gained. Okay, so that's not actually price. UCAR, that popped up recently a lot. UCAR, I think that might be a Chinese stock. Yep, it is. It's hard to borrow on Thinkorswim though. Let's see, NPT, no news. UCAR, no news. So I would wait for news to come out and look at this. It's kind of, look at this rundown. All right, so, and UCAR is running up. Let's see if there's any news that pops up, but right, so ONFO, look, it's gapped down from yesterday's close. So that, I'm going to stay out of that. And of course, because the MACD is red right here, I will stay out of that. Oh, good morning. Good morning. Oh, no. I'm so sorry to hear that, James. On NPT? Ugh, bummer. Bummer. Sorry to hear that. Guys, I have to apologize. I have like terrible allergies and I think I have a cold on top of that. So my eyes are like watering like crazy. I'm in the northeast of the US and we're in full allergy season right now. I should have taken something this morning for it, but so I don't know if I just rubbed my eyeliner all over my face. Someone tell me if my eyeliner gets smeared everywhere, please. Okay. Good morning, Lee. Good morning, Lee. So, well, I thought that everyone was still in bed because usually we have a few people on right when I start now, and I thought everyone is still in bed because here in the northeast of the US, it is gray and overcast where I am, and I thought the overcast day got them. All right, so I'm sorry to hear that, James. Oh, yes, 3 green trades, 2 on PBM and 1 on NPT. So are you guys trading between 4 and 7 a.m. on Webull, or when do you start trading? And I'm curious. And what time zones are you in? I'm out of Boston, so I'm in the Eastern Standard Time Zone. And so I am getting to know Webull a little bit better with paper trading so that I can use it when I travel. I don't know if I'll use it next week. It depends, but that way I can use it when I'm traveling and take advantage of other time frames. Oh, wait, don't don't say that, Yasser. You don't know. Just, hold on. Be cautious. Reduce your share size. You're green. Hold on to that. Oh, okay. Okay. So that's easy to start at 4 a.m. Do you find that you have any trouble with the reduced volume between 4 and 7 a.m.? Really curious. Okay. So James, you start at 6 a.m. I'm definitely, that's on my checklist of things to do in the next couple of weeks is start transitioning to trading earlier. Sometimes, sometimes I just wake up earlier, honestly. Okay, 6 a.m. I like the fact that everyone's starting early because that gives me confidence that I will be fine starting early. I think I just have to make the leap. Today, my charts, I don't know, I was trying to rearrange my charts this morning and I screwed everything up. So now my 5-minute chart is a big mess. So I don't know why I'm being so weird about just jumping in on Webull between 4 and 7 a.m. I guess I'll figure it out as I go along, right? So you guys are giving me confidence. I am going to do some trading on Webull next week. Let's see. UCAR. Again, UCAR doesn't have news. So the only two on this list that have, the only one that has news, let's see, we have ICG, and ICG is the only one that has current news. I'm going to take UCAR off my list, and NPT, I don't see news. So I'm going to take that off my list. And ONFO, it doesn't have new, it has old news, but also it's not gapping up enough. It's actually below where it closed yesterday. See here? It's below that point. So this was the price at close. So because of that, I am not interested in ONFO today unless it goes above yesterday's close price enough. So I'm going to take that off my list too. So right now, all I have is ICG, and ICG is not giving me anything. At 4 a.m., the volume is less, but when it's a good move, you do get decent volume. Okay. Okay. Honestly, I like the slower pace of the pre-market compared to market open. So I think I will like trading from 4 to 7 a.m. So I'm really interested in that. And I love how cool it is that we're all over the place. Like you're in France, I'm in Boston, people in other time zones that come on the live stream, and we're still all sort of have this common ground where we're trading. I love that. That's so cool. Okay. So I think I'm interested. I like trading after hours too. I like trading when the market closes at 4 p.m. I tried trading from 3 to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, like the hour before the market closed, and I didn't really love that. But I do like trading from 4 to 5 p.m. and right after the market closes. The volume is less, there are less opportunities, but again, when I see it, I take it. So what I do is I'll pop on at 4 p.m. sometimes, and I'll trade in my Roth and see if I can get a trade or two on my Roth. Eventually, my plan is to once I feel like really confident and I'm generating enough income in my individual brokerage account to cover my living expenses, then I will flip to my Roth and trade in my Roth when I've covered my living expenses for the month. That's my plan. So I'm looking forward to that. Wow. Okay. So James, you got caught on NPT, but don't let the emotions get to you. Okay. That is something that you guys have been watching me all week. You know, I've had a rough couple of weeks, and of course, this rough period is coinciding with starting live streaming, which already is a little bit anxiety provoking, but don't let the emotions get to you. Okay, just calm, long, slow, deep breaths, right? I don't know. You would think I would have some advantage. I'm hoping that that's an advantage because I'm closer to New York, but I don't know. I will be trading from Prague in the Czech Republic next week. So I will see if there's a lag. I was trading from Portugal in, I think, November, and I didn't notice a substantial difference. The biggest issue for that trip was the time frame. But we'll see if I experience a lag. I think for me, the biggest issue is the internet connection. So, is my window open? No, okay. The traffic sounds loud outside. So the biggest issue for me seems to be the hotel connection. If the hotel internet is good, then I feel good. To be honest, I'm used to what I'm doing, what the internet connection that I have at my house. So I guess it's all relative, right? Maybe as I advance as a trader, this will become more and more of an issue for me. Only makes a difference for high frequency bots. The difference is negligible. Okay. All right. So I guess the bots have an advantage. But okay, that's good to know. So how long have you guys been trading for? I think I asked that earlier in the week, but I'm just really curious. I mean, you all have a lot of good information, but on things that some of the things I haven't even honestly really addressed yet. All right, so ICG is making a bit of a comeback. I mean, maybe if the MACD goes green, I might consider a break of VWAP because that's the only game in town right now. So I'm going to watch this, but I will only take it if MACD flips green. And we're above the 9 EMA. I took the 20 EMA off my charts. I found that I really wasn't using it. I like things to be less cluttered. And I'm going to be experimenting with my layout. Because to be honest, I'm not sure I need my daily chart here. I could probably just pull it up on the Warrior Trading Scanners when I want to look at it and see where because for the daily chart, all I really look at is, well, I look at windows. I look at windows and gaps, and I look at the 200 simple moving average. Those are the things that I look at. All right, so ICG looks like it's inching back up. From my experience, sometimes Fridays can be a little bit slower, so I don't know if I'll get a micro pullback opportunity today, but we'll see if I do. If I do, I will let me put ICG on the 10-second chart, and let me change this time frame to 10 seconds. Because it looks like it might try to go for a break of VWAP. Okay, so now the MACD is green. All right, but we're still here hovering below VWAP. So that's what I'm looking at right now. I'm looking at a possible break of VWAP setup. And I'm looking at the 1-minute chart. I wish my 5-minute chart wasn't screwed up. I have no idea what's going on here. I might just close it and restart it. I would love to see confirmation on the 5-minute chart right now. So I don't understand why I can't see the candle wicks. That is frustrating me. Okay, so it looks like it's going to pull back a little to tap the 9 EMA. I'm considering this for sure. I'm definitely considering this because that's all we have today. The float is good. Even the total volume, look, already it has 12 million shares in total volume. So maybe this is where everyone is at. This is the party today. All right. If it kind of hits the 9 EMA and then bounces up for a break of VWAP, I might get in once it goes over VWAP. But I want to see confirmation of maybe like 1 bar closing above VWAP, and then I want to see the volume increasing if I'm going to get in on that. but I have taken a break of VWAP setup a couple of times the last month. And for me, I think the key is making sure the MACD is green. All right, so we are, all right, we're just kind of hovering right above the 9 EMA. That seems to be acting as support here. MYSE is popping up, but it looks like it's popping up on old news. So, oh, wait, new news. Mycium AI accepted into Advanced Micro Devices AI Developer Program. Okay, so let's look at the other metrics on MYSE. The other selection criteria. Of course, the float is good. The relative volume isn't there yet. It's gapped up, but the relative volume isn't there yet. So, oh, whoop, why did it? All right, so ICG took a downturn, so let's look at MYSE. Wow, that is going crazy, and I'm gonna hold though because the relative volume is ELAB also just popped up. Let's take a look. ELAB. ELAB. I am so inspired now to start trading earlier. Because sometimes I'm up. I mean, I'm 55, so I'm not sleeping until 10 a.m. You know what I'm saying? All right. ELAB, what's the news today on ELAB? Oh, okay. Equity purchase facility agreement. I think I Googled that yesterday because, to be honest, I didn't quite understand what that was. I feel like the MYSE news is easier to understand, which might mean that it has more of an impact in the market. When people see AI, they are just ready to just take off on that. But we'll watch all of them. All right, so ICG could make a comeback, but MYSE I traded, I think, 4 times yesterday. So, uh-oh, it looks like it's headed for a round trip. And the relative volume's not there. So neither ELAB or MYSE have relative volume more than 5 times its 50-day average yet. So I will hold off. Oh, yeah. Hold on 1 second, guys. Hold on 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'm going to close my window. And I didn't realize my mic wasn't clipped to my jacket today. Is that better? Can you hear me better? Did I sound low? Okay, so let's see. ELAB and MYSE, but I got burned a lot a couple of weeks, 2 weeks ago. I got burned multiple times and took red stocks when the relative volume just wasn't there. And if it was a hotter market, let's see what's going on in the market this morning. How is the stock market doing today? It's crazy how Google, I'll ask how is the stock market doing today, and I have to put the date because sometimes it just gives me yesterday. All right, stock futures pointed to a higher open, extending a rally from record highs on hopes of a peace deal in the Middle East. Yay! Optimism prevails. I love that. I'm just an optimist in general in life, and I love it when things are optimistic. All right. Oil prices remain elevated, yes, for all of us who have to deal with the gas pumps. All right. So I'm in a holding pattern. I am like the plane circling the tarmac, waiting to land at the airport because I want to get in on this, especially, I mean, this looks pretty like a pretty clean run up. Let's look at MYSE. Okay, but the relative volume is not there, and I'm going to wait until all my criteria for stock selection are there. I really follow Ross Cameron's 5 criteria for stock selection. And my plan is to continue using those criteria until I have enough experience that maybe I add more criteria or take something away. But until I have a reason to do something else, I am going to stick with those criteria. WSHP is popping up, but that is way too pricey for me. I would just, if that goes wrong, then I am. WSHP. Let's see. Wow. Look at that. Where did it hit yesterday? Let's see. Yesterday it got all the way up to $42 a share. That because I won't have to worry about using all my settled funds on a more expensive stock. So I might be more inclined to get in on a more expensive stock. But however, I was listening to Ross's recap yesterday. I think it was yesterday. And he was talking about how was it yesterday or the day before? He was talking about how on higher price stocks, you have a larger spread. And if you see here on WSHP, that is an issue, right? So and that's an issue because if I buy 100 shares of WSHP, let's say I buy 100 shares just to get in on the action, okay? And then I need to sell on the bid, look at the difference, right? If it goes south and I have to sell on the bid, I could end up in a big loss. And because these stocks make such big moves up, they're making equally big moves down, right? I don't feel like I have enough experience to trade something like this. I have traded stocks over $20 and I deeply, deeply regret it. Big mistake. Big. Yeah, that didn't go well. And then yeah, big mess. All right. So if you're just joining us today, I haven't taken any trades yet. I don't know. I'm being really cautious as usual. I'm a risk averse momentum day trader. And we are watching, I'm just watching WSHP for fun. Okay. But ELAB, I am looking at the relative volume. It is climbing up. The relative volume is increasing. And I'm keeping an eye on ELAB. ICG, I was watching, but I thought here it might make a break of VWAP. And then I thought, oh, it's coming back. It might try to, I thought, oh, it flipped green on the MACD, right? And I saw that it was approaching VWAP. So here I thought, okay, it might make a break of VWAP and I might consider a break of VWAP setup, but it just didn't. So, and so now I'm just looking at ELAB and MYCE, looking for, I'm looking for relative volume to increase. Also, I screwed up my charts this morning, so they're all like a mess. I was trying to try a new configuration, and I screwed up my formatting. And I had saved my layout, but I guess it doesn't save certain things, and now my charts are all messed up. So I have to fix those. Okay, so all right, so now I can see the candlesticks on my 5-minute chart. I don't know, my 5-minute chart was all messed up. So let's see. All right. So this is a stock I did trade yesterday, MYSE, but I won't jump in unless the relative volume is giving me a reason. So right now it's only at 0.65. It's not enough. And ELAB is at 1.4. So it's interesting because there's clearly activity on these stocks. But MYSE, look, it's below VWAP and below the MACD. So it's a good thing I didn't get in. Like here, it pulled back, right? And if I had ignored relative volume and I thought, oh, I'm going to get a bull flag pullback breakout here, and I was looking for 10 cents a share, I could have possibly gone, this would have been like a false breakout, right? It just kind of popped up and then continued lower. So I'm glad I didn't ignore my relative volume on that. Let's look at ELAB. Sorry about my charts being a mess. Okay, so on ELAB, popped up, came back down, and never popped back up. So the relative volume was on the money on that. DARE. Let's see, DARE. It's popping up, but I don't see news. The float is only 13.86 million. The relative volume's good. The gap's good. So DARE has potential, but look at the total volume is so low. And I don't see news. I have the news on Thinkorswim that I track, and then also on Warrior Trading Scanners, which I use. A little news icon pops up, which is so helpful because then it's sort of a binary, right? It either has news or it doesn't. And I really like that. And then if I see that it has news, I can look deeper. It's like a really quick visual. I like that about their scanners. Okay. My eyes have stopped watering, but I closed my window. I didn't realize that my window was open. I closed my window and my eyes stopped watering from allergies. All right, DARE is trying to get into the game here. But no trades yet today. That's okay. Listen, I've made my peace with the fact that there are going to be no trade days. Partly because even advanced traders have no trade days, right? But also because I am looking at a lot less information and fewer setups. So someone like Ross Cameron, who I follow and I use his scanners, he has such a depth and wealth of information that he's probably looking at like 20 different potential setups, right? Whereas I'm only really working 2 or 3. So I'm not going to have as many opportunities in the market as a more experienced trader, and that's okay. But I don't want to fall into the trap of jumping into trades just because I hate sitting out. I mean, I do hate sitting out, don't get me wrong.
I want to be trading. But I've made my peace with that. I think as I get more experienced, I will see more opportunities. So my main setups, bull flag pullback, micro pullback, and flat top breakout. I've recently started seeing whole dollar and half dollar breakouts and break of VWAP. And I think as my game evolves, I'll see more setups. And so then there will be more opportunities to trade. But as a new trader, I think we have to, be okay with less setups. And that's why I think a lot of experienced traders say get good at one setup or two setups. And at first I was trying to learn them all. And of course, now I see the wisdom in that. Um, so I've really dialed it in. Oh, man, I'm really annoyed about my chart situation today. It's just my 5-minute chart is a mess. I won't swear. It's a mess. Try not to swear on the live stream. Okay, so I don't know. I know some of you were active between 4 and 7 a.m. Has anybody traded anything yet this morning starting at 7 a.m.? I'm still sitting out. DARE never popped up with news. So it looks like it was maybe active in the aftermarket. Let's see, DARE. Okay, well, it lost money on the aftermarket. So, and now it's below VWAP and the 9 EMA. So let's see. I have this feeling that there will be no micro pullbacks today. There were none on Monday, and but Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I got a lot of micro pullbacks. Well, not a lot, but enough. That's my goal for the week. I wanted to practice trading the micro pullback setup with the 10-second chart. And I'll be doing my recap on that on Substack later after I do my recap on this, because that's where I'm sort of documenting my weekly goal. And I think we should all have goals that we're working on. I mean, you don't need a weekly goal, but I think we should all definitely have a goal because that helps focus us. And I I keep talking about the book The Goal because by Eliyahu Goldratt, because I was forced to read it in business school, and at the time I was like, yes, I get it, the goal is to make money, but really the book is about the theory of constraints, which sounds really obvious, but it's like you look at a system and you find the one thing that is holding back the system from improvement. Okay, and so that's how I am selecting my goal each week. I'm trying to determine what is the one thing at this time that is holding me back from improving on my day trading. So that's how I am selecting my goal for the week. So after today, after I have, done my daily recap on here, I'll sit down and do my Substack and I will wrap up this week's goal. And then on Monday, I will start a new goal. And I give myself the weekend to sort of think about what is the next thing that is holding me back from improvement. That's how I'm determining what my weekly goal is. And I realized that some goals are easier to work on than others. So I worked on, last week, my goal was working on volume. And that was easy because every single trade involves volume. But the micro pullback setup is a more difficult goal to work on because I can't control how many micro pullback setups I see. Like Monday, I had none, and I thought to myself, this is the dumbest goal ever. However, I had plenty of opportunity to work on it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and that was awesome. So, and I definitely think I improved. My metrics improved. My gain per setup improved over the 3 days. Is that coincidence, or is that indicative? Sorry, I'm so tired today. Indicative of progress? All right, I'm really not seeing much popping up. I still have WSHP up just for fun because this thing is what's popping up. But right now I'm just in a holding pattern. So yeah, this week, and also, I feel like it's really important to track our trades. So I use TraderView, and you don't have to pay for for something to track your trades. However, let me see. I'm just trying to find, thought I had it open. Guess I don't. Wait a minute, let me open it up. You don't have to pay for something, but you should track your trades. Okay. And I use TraderView. I'm an affiliate now, so if you are interested, the link is in the description. But and I'm gonna do a tutorial on TraderView because honestly, I think it's really helpful. They have a lot of features, and as a new trader, I'm not sure you need to use every feature. I started off with the basic version, and now I'm using the gold version. But you should definitely be tracking your trades, even if it's in a Google spreadsheet. You don't have to spend money to do that. But if you're interested, I use it every day, and I upload all my trades. So you can see today I haven't taken any trades yet. Okay, so this is my trade screen. This is blank. But I will show you for the week. This will have all my trades, and I'm able to track. I track for every trade, I put in my initial risk. And this has been a game changer. This is how I identified that I wasn't getting out at my stop, because I wasn't setting a stop. I mean, a lot of times I was setting the stop at the, for a bull flag pullback, I was setting the stop at the low of the low candle, but I was not in general setting a stop. So putting this information in forced me to realize that I wasn't doing that. And that was my goal for that week, was to set a stop every time, just get out at my stop every single time. And that has been a huge game changer. And then it calculates how much of your risk is, so in this one, I risked $50, I made 15. So my return was 0.29 times my risk. Okay. If the trade is green, this net return will be above 0. If you are red on the trade, so I'll show you one more. I'm red on the trade. It's negative, right? So in this case, I tried to get out at my stop. I couldn't. I got out at $82.20 below. That's how much I lost on that trade. And so my net return. And this has really helped me a lot. And the other thing you can do in TraderView that I've been doing is you can add tags. And I am tagging every setup. Let's see, MYCE still doesn't have enough relative volume. Okay, so and also I'm putting notes. If I want to record something, and this is, again, you don't have to pay for something. In a Google spreadsheet, you can just put the columns, and you can calculate have a column for your initial risk, have a column for your R factor, have a column for what setup you did, and have a column for notes. But I tend to put a note if it's something that I think is going to be relevant when I'm doing my recap, and in terms of my weekly goal, or, just something that I really think is noteworthy to mention or to remember, because I am not going to remember these trades in 3 days. So I put notes for things that I think I need to remember. Okay, SNAL popped up, but that's Oh, right. That's from last night. Okay, but the relative volume is low, so I'm not even going to look at that unless the relative volume comes up. Yep, so we are really coming up on 8 a.m. and it looks like so far it's a no trade day. ELAB, the relative volume is increasing, but it's not quite there yet. It's at right now 1.78 times the 50-day average. I did a video on volume. I think I posted it. I don't know. I have some content that I did that I haven't posted yet. And that explains why volume is so important. Let's see. Well, ELAB, the volume's not there, and also it's just stair-stepping down. So I think we might be on the backside of the move on that one. MYSE, I was all excited when I saw it pop up again. Well, the MACD's green, but again, the relative volume isn't there. Is everyone on vacation this they're on early vacation. Everyone was like, I'm just shutting down shop. I'm leaving. I'm out of here. Yeah. Do you guys have any plans for the weekend? Any fun plans? Let's see. I'm hoping to get some rest today. I've got some fun plans with friends tomorrow, and then Sunday I'm traveling. So I'm going to have to pack. I'm going to be doing a video for Sunday about my travel trading station, which is very small. Honestly, it's just like an external monitor, but I'll do a video on it. I'll show you guys how I'm packing it. I ended up getting a bigger backpack because I have a carry-on, but I got a bigger backpack because I am going to bring a small, very small ring light to clip to my laptop so that I can live stream, because I don't know what the lighting's going to be like in the hotel room. For those of you who have tried trading in hotels, I have been trading on all my vacations this year, all my trips, and sometimes the plugs are really far away from where you want to trade. So I am going to be like bringing longer cables, I think, this time, and we'll see how it goes. And I'm traveling with a friend, and she is not a trader. So you might see her wandering around in the background in some of my videos. Okay. So I will be doing that on Sunday because I'm leaving Sunday night. I'm really excited. Never been to Prague, so okay. MYSE did make a break over VWAP, but the relative volume isn't there. So yeah. So you can see here, this would have been great, right? This is a great, but see now, I would have waited for this candle to form. Let's take a closer look at this one. MYSE, I would have waited for this candle to form and MACD to flip green. That's great. Okay, so this is what I would have looked for in terms of a break of VWAP. However, if I had gotten in on this candle, look at this, big red candle. So I didn't consider it because the relative volume is so low. And I am glad that I didn't get in. It looks good, except for that one thing. It would have looked good, except for that one thing. So the thing is, if I had traded it, I would have skipped the first step, which is stock selection. If it doesn't meet my criteria for stock selection, I'm not getting in. Now, in a really hot market, there were some months last year where there was so many opportunities. then I might be a little bit looser with this. But right now, I am being very strict with myself on this. Okay, so my 5-minute chart is a hot mess. Looks like that's my homework for the weekend, to get my charts in order. I had to work last night, so good morning. Hi, HG. Well, I have not taken a trade yet. Nothing has met my criteria for stock selection, and the indicators are off. So let's see. I'm currently watching. Let's see. I'll clean up my list. Okay, let's see. I'm currently watching MYSE and ELAB, but they have low relative volume. I have WSHP on here just for fun. This is just like what's happening. So LRHC just popped up with new news, but this is a penny stock. LRHC. Since there's nothing else going on, let's just take a look. What's the harm, right? So it says La Rosa Holdings unveils My Agent Account 5.0. Ooh, advancing AI-driven transaction management. All right, so it is 8 a.m. We might get some breaking news. Let's see. The float is under 1 million. The relative volume is low. Gapped up 33% over yesterday's close, but the relative volume is only 1 times its 50-day average. So that seems to be, good morning, OV. Can I say that I think we have a little community? I think we have a little community. I'm seeing some of you pop on repeatedly, and I love that. I love that. Okay. I'm starting to look forward to seeing you all pop on in the morning. Of course, I understand Friday, sleeping in. Okay, so LRHC is popping up on news, but the relative volume, first of all, it's under $1, which I tend to stay away from. If it goes over $1, that's a different story. But the relative volume is low, and that is the theme of the day. There have been multiple stocks that have popped up, and the relative volume is just not there. Well, I need to be patient because I'm in it to make money. Okay, I want to feel good. I like trading. Like, I love trading. I'm super passionate about trading. I wanted to start trading back in 2002 when I graduated from my MBA program, and I took a class in investing, and that just ignited a passion. Team Raven. Woohoo! Thank you. I love it. I love it. Team Raven. Bird, I did not get today. I didn't get in on Bird. Let's see. BIRD. Did I trade Bird earlier in the week? Let's check. I don't think I did. Wow, I can't believe I don't remember. Let's take a look. These are my trades. Oh, I did. I traded Bird. What's today? So I traded Bird on Wednesday. No, was it Tuesday? Awful. Awful. That was a day where I lost money on Bird. I think I'm the only person in the entire free world that lost money on Bird. Okay, so, but today, let's see, clean micro pullback on Bird. Well, it is a clean micro pullback, but it's a little too expensive for me. It's over $10. And the relative volume isn't there yet on Bird. It's only, according to Warrior Trading Scanners, the relative volume on Bird is only 4.15 times the 50-day average. So I will not get in on Bird. It's too expensive for me. And I mean, this is nice. This is a really nice pullback. It does look really clean. Really clean. But I lost money on Bird on Wednesday, and I think I'm the only person that did. However, I'm distrusting of it right now. So it's over $10, which I'm cautious about. And also the relative volume is low. So if I look back at my trades, let's see. If I look at my trades on Bird, when I traded it, it was under $10. Okay. $3 to $7. So it was meeting my criteria for stock selection on Wednesday. However, I just couldn't get it. I couldn't catch it. And now the relative volume is too low. So now, everything that I've looked at, that I've considered today, the relative volume has been low. And I'm wondering, are people just sleeping in today? I don't know. Oh, look, BIRD is maybe making another breakout. Look at that. Okay, it's maybe breaking out. Okay, so the volume pulled back a little bit, right? The candlesticks came down. This is another bull flag. It might be breaking out. The volume's pushing up, but the relative volume, I'm going to keep an eye on that, because it's so tempting when everything else looks good and there's one criteria missing, but I just got burned too many times on low relative volume. MYSE, again, low relative volume. It's like people are just sitting out today, I guess. Look, this was a great breakout. Look at that. Well, the volume was choppy and then a nice breakout. I don't know. Are you guys how comfortable are you trading with lower relative volume? Do you, like, I've heard Ross Cameron say it has to be at least above 2, but he usually puts 5 times the 50-day average, and that's what I've been using because I have been burned with low relative volume. And if you look at the total daily volume on these stocks that are on my current watch list, so these are the pre-market movers according to Charles Schwab. Let's see, PBM, NPT. I know some of you traded that early in the early market. That had a nice run up, but did it have news? Let's see. And MYSE is already on my list. So I keep the Charles Schwab list up because I like to sort of compare and see if there's anything else there that I haven't seen. And benchmarks today, let's see. Bitcoin at 75. Okay, I've been tracking Bitcoin because I do have some Bitcoin. And so this is on Charles Schwab, but like, let's see, I'm looking here. If I look at my, so Bitcoin, from what I understand, it often mirrors the action of small caps. And so here I don't day trade crypto, okay? However, here, this is the last 3 months of Bitcoin. You can see it keeps, back in March, it tapped this 76 level. And this is kind of where it's been stuck, right? And the 200 simple moving average is up here at 87. So I'm really hoping Bitcoin breaks out because I feel like, look, the market has been steadily improving a little bit over the last week. And I'm hoping that Bitcoin keeps breaking out. That would be great, I think. I also invest in precious metals. So I always kind of keep a look on the gold and silvers market here on Thinkorswim. Okay. But also I just simply look at the spot price. Okay. If you look at JM Bullion, okay, you can see it'll have, let's see, wait a minute. Whoops. Spot prices, live spot prices. So gold price charts. Okay. So this is, let's look at 1 year. Look at that. So I never thought I would see gold hit $5,500. That's crazy. I never thought I would see that. But I do invest in precious metals for the long term. And so I do follow it, not super close, but down here we had this big dip and now it's creeping back up. So I don't know. People generally say, oh, well, precious metals are inversely related to the stock market, right? It's a safe haven. But I think that if it holds 75, next 79 and 84 on Bitcoin, if not back down, maybe 50s. Oh, I think that would be bad if it goes down to the 50s because, but yeah, I would really love to see it pop up to the mid 80s. That's kind of where I hope that it'll go. If the stock market keeps, slowly heats up, I do think Bitcoin will keep heating up as well. Because I've heard other traders talk about how, the small caps and crypto kind of go hand in hand. And so it does seem to be fairly true, I'm not sure. There's not like a direct relationship, but it seems to be correlated somehow. And with precious metals, I know precious metals are generally a safe haven, but I think here look at this. This is so crazy to me. In 1 year, it went from 3,200 to 55. And then people just started taking profit off the table, right? Maybe they were covering other debts because the market wasn't very hot. The market was doing pretty rough, and now it's kind of creeping back up. I'm not sure. But of course, there are institutions and countries that are buying gold. So it's not people like me buying gold that are affecting the gold market. Just like me buying stocks isn't affecting the stock market at all. Oh, did I freeze? I think I froze for a second. Uh-oh. But, I'm just a drop in the bucket, right? I mean, if you look at how much gold some countries have, the US, and, the US dollar isn't even backed by gold anymore, right? That went away in the 70s. But still, I mean, it's the fact that people are still buying it. It's driving up the price because it has intrinsic value, right? It has intrinsic value. So I definitely like precious metals for longer term investing. But it's not a very liquid asset, right? Like you buy a gold coin and you can sell it for sure, but it's not like this where we're buying something and selling it in a minute, right? You buy a gold coin and you want to sell it, then it's going to take a week or two because you have to, put it online. You can sell precious metal back to some of these gold brokers online like JM Bullion, SD Bullion, but you have to put the sale together and send them the precious metals. It's not a highly liquid asset. So that's, in my opinion, long term. But people do trade the gold and silver futures, and that kind of goes along with the prices pretty closely. Like today, the spot price for gold, the gold ask is 48.16 according to Jam Bullion, and here on Thinkorswim, the gold futures are 48.26 for the ask. So it's pretty closely correlated. All right, so BIRD, the relative volume is now there. Okay. The relative volume is there. It is now 6 times the 50-day average. So I guess the question is, do I look for an entry, even though I do trade stocks between $10 and $20, but the MACD is now flipped red, and it seems to be consolidating sideways, way up here. Okay, 1275 maybe. The 9 EMA seems to be holding up as support. Okay, see, it's just kind of at this point tracking the 9 EMA, which is great. All right, let's look at the Russell 2000 real quick. All right, look at the daily chart, the Russell 2000. That's popping up, nice, nice. This S&P 500 also popping up, and the VIX way down compared to last week or the week before. That looks good. That feels good. I'm going to do a video on how the VIX is calculated. I think it's only calculated using data during the actual regular market hours, but okay, BIRD. Yeah, I know some people that do day trade crypto, but there are, like, I have crypto on Coinbase and there are commissions. So I feel like that would really eat into I think there are commissions. Did they get rid of commissions? I haven't sold anything in a while. Let's see. I think I heard that Charles Schwab is going to do crypto. Oh, okay, right. It depends with Coinbase if you use their standard interface or advanced trade, because yeah, I haven't sold anything in a while. I bought a little bit when it dipped down. But I know some people that do day trade crypto. I think once you understand the charts, I guess you can apply it to anything, right? It's like what you like, whatever you like. So BIRD, MACD's red. Wow, guys, I'm almost halfway through my morning trading session, and I haven't taken a trade yet. This could be a no trade day. But you never know what could pop up. So I'm going to stay ready. But I am going to take a 5-minute break. No, I have enough tea, but I'm going to take a 5-minute break. And I will see you guys in about 5 minutes. All right, I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I just had to stretch my legs a little bit. All right. Okay, so let's see. Did anything pop up while I was gone? What happened, guys? All right. So, and this is the 10-year treasury that I kind of keep an eye on. I don't know why I have it on here. This is like a useless chart, but just to give me kind of an idea of what's happening. All right, I really don't see much going on today, huh? PBM, but it's over, let's see. Doesn't have any news. So what does this say? PBM. Yeah, science. Well, that's a interesting spelling. Science, like psychology. What do they do? Let's see. They engage in the development of botanical psilocybin-based psychedelic medicines. Interesting. It also evaluates natural psilocybin for the treatment of adjustment disorder in patients with an incurable cancer diagnosis in a palliative care context. How interesting. I feel like that's going to be really big. I feel like that is definitely going to be big. Let's see, where are they based out of? Toronto. Clever name, science. Biomedical, PPM. But I don't see news. It's meeting the, let's see, the float is 1 million. Relative volume, the gap, everything looks good, but I don't see new news. Let's see. And it's a little bit high for me. It's like right around $10. Yeah, I don't see current news. Yesterday, it halted. Let's see. Yesterday. Okay, so yesterday it had news because there were reports suggesting that President Trump will sign an executive order that would further U.S. research into a drug used abroad, ibogaine, to treat PTSD. Okay, so it looks like it had news yesterday. Wow, it's quiet today, huh? Yikes. Really quiet today. But these are the days where we can kind of, still watch the charts, still learn. I feel like I really started to understand things better. And again, I'm a new trader. I'm not saying like I know what I'm doing, but I started to really get a better grip on what I was doing when I started sitting here regularly every day. That was a game changer. How will the PD? Oh, that's a good question, James. I have been thinking a lot about how the PDT rule change is going to affect my trading. I think it's possible that I may size up, but I think I should wait to size up until I'm ready to size up. Because there was a period of time where I was trading with 1,000 shares and the losses are bigger, right? And I wasn't really ready at that point to emotionally handle it. I feel like right now at 500 shares, I feel really comfortable. So I'm not sure I will size up just because of the PDT rule. However, the one thing I am a little bit concerned about is over trading and revenge trading. So I'm not like an addictive person, but it's happened to all of us. I had a revenge trade this week. I had one last week. And when I get emotional, I feel like I'm at risk of doing that. And I'm a little bit concerned about that. So I'm setting a max daily loss based on my share size. So based on my share size of 500 shares, I'm saying that my max daily loss would be $150. So in my mind, it would be like, that will keep me from over trading. So if I set my stop at 10 cents a share and I lose $50 on 3 trades, I'm at $150. I feel like that's a good stopping point. Emotionally, like I've had days where I've lost way more than that, but it's just not worth the emotional stress. It's not even about anything. I'm starting to realize, like, why am I stressing myself out? So that I think will affect it in that way. So I won't immediately increase my share size. I thought about that briefly, but it will give me the opportunity to increase my share size when I'm ready, which I think is awesome because I do plan on increasing my share size at some point. So when I feel ready to increase my share size, it will allow me to do that. I love that. And it will allow me. There have been days where I have run out of settled funds and I have then seen amazing opportunities. So it will allow me to continue trading on days where I am feeling like the market's hot and I am seeing opportunities. I won't have to shut things down simply because I'm out of settled funds. And the thing is, I did have more than 25,000 in my account at one point, and I found that I did not enjoy trading on margin. That really stressed me out, and I didn't enjoy. I didn't have the emotional self-control at that point. I was too new to trading to be able to recognize when I was over trading. Now I feel like I'm really dialed in on that. I'm curious how you guys feel about the PDT rule. It's a huge change. Will it affect your share size? Will it affect how much you're trading? And are you putting anything in place to mitigate those risks? Because there really isn't anything preventing someone from trading their whole account away. On the other hand, the extra volume in the market is going to be good for all of us, right? So I think, to recap, James, I think that first of all, it will give me the opportunity to size up when I feel ready. I don't feel ready yet, okay? Secondly, it will give me the opportunity to continue to trade on days where I am seeing legitimate opportunities. And now I feel like I have more emotional self-control and I won't be over trading as much. However, to protect myself from over trading, because I am human, just like we're all human, and I'm learning just like you're learning, we're all learning together, is I will put in a max daily loss, which I had been kind of loose about for the very reason that I knew I would run out of settled funds every day, and I had put that in place. I had reduced my accounts. I put that in place so that I wouldn't be tempted to overtrade. However, I'm evolving in my trading journey, so I am going to have that max daily loss based on share size. So when I increase my share size, my max daily loss will increase. And I am hoping that having more opportunities to trade will improve my bottom line, which is the ultimate goal, right? We're all here for that one reason. I mean, I think it's super fun. I love trading. Honestly, I would probably keep trading if it was just for free on paper trading. If that was the only way I could trade, I would do that. Because once I really got into it, I was like, I'm hooked, and I just I've always loved investing. All my professional career has been in finance and accounting related positions. I did government contracting for a long time. And I've wanted to trade since way back when I got my MBA in 2002. This has been on my radar. But back then, you had to, back then I thought about trading commodities and I was interested in futures and options. However, I really don't do that now. Maybe eventually. I don't know. Does anyone here trade futures? I think that's like a whole separate thing. And options. maybe eventually down the road when I'm really dialed in on momentum trading and I'm ready to learn something new. But right now I feel like I want to put all my energy into momentum trading, because I feel like this is where it feels like it really clicks for me right now. So, I mean, even during the rough patches, I feel like I'm making progress and I'm sticking with it. But I'm curious, do you guys trade well, first of all, about the PDT rule. I'm super curious. I mean, this is so exciting, right? Um I just can't believe that I'm actually going to look up, did FINRA release its statement yet? Um Let's see. Because I know FINRA had to release something and then there would be a 45-day waiting period. So if the Security and Exchange Commission, they approved the FINRA rule, but FINRA has to do something. So I don't know if they did their part yet. Let's see. I'm looking to see if they have time to do that. I'm not sure yet. So once FINRA releases this statement, then I'll look that up today. Let's see, file a FINRA complaint. Once they do that, then I think it's a 45-day waiting period. And then, so the earliest that, like Charles Schwab, and I'm on Thinkorswim, the earliest they would be able to implement the new PDT rule would be June, early June. But yeah, I mean, I'm super excited, obviously, because I feel like it's just going to give everyone so many more opportunities and it's going to increase the volume in the market. So on a day like today, where my main obstacle for trading has been relative volume. Okay, a bunch of things have popped up on my radar, on my scanner, and I haven't taken it because of relative volume. On a day like today, maybe there would be enough volume because there would be a lot more traders in the market, right? Even on a slow day, Let's see. I don't know if they issued let's see. The SEC approved the rule change, but did FINRA do their statement? There's something that FINRA has to do, and they have I guess time to do that. Yeah, so exciting. It is exciting. I think limits are good. However, the PDT rule seems like a silly limit. I feel like these limits, we should self-impose these limits. I do believe in limits, but I feel like they should be self-imposed. Like I should decide what my limit is, and then it's up to me. I'm an adult, and it's up to me to decide. At 55, I should be deciding how much I'm trading, right? I mean, let's be real, right? If I'm not being responsible at 55. So I think that each person should be deciding for themselves where that limit is. You should be setting a max daily loss. You should be setting, you should be putting, what does Ross Cameron call them? Guardrails on your trading. You should have rules. You should have a trading plan. However, I mean, I really, I understand. It's like wearing a seatbelt. Okay, of course, I wear a seatbelt. I always wear a seatbelt, but like it should be up to the person if you want to take that risk, right? It makes no sense to not wear a seatbelt. That's crazy. But shouldn't it be up to that individual person? So if someone wants to trade their life away, that's crazy. But I feel like people should have the option and be trusted to set healthy boundaries on themselves. Yeah, I'm super excited about it. Okay, that's my little rant for the day about what people should do. All right. So yeah, it's real crickets here. I mean, anything could pop up, especially at market open. There's a chance that I might take a trade then because there might be some increased volume at the market open. But if there's nothing today, that is okay. Today is a learning day, not a trading day. Yeah. Like I'm looking at WSHP. What a nosedive. Right below VWAP. It's just stair stepping down, right? MACD has been red for a while now. Look at this. Once it rolled over here. So they have new news today, but I'm looking at the news. The news isn't great on we're trading scanners. The news is bad, actually. And then let's see. What does it say on Thinkorswim? It simply says, on Thinkorswim, it just simply says that they have a market value. Let's see. We shop. Yep. No actual substantial news. So I wouldn't be excited about that. Excuse me. Oh, I'm glad I closed my window. My eyes were streaming, even though it's overcast and a little bit rainy here. I'm in New England. My eyes were streaming, and I have a bit of a cold on top of that. So, which is one of the things I love about trading. Like, I'm not really that, like, I'm not like on my deathbed or anything, but when I was working in an office, I would have to call in sick and use a sick day. And who wants to use a sick day for being sick? Don't we want to use a sick day for fun stuff? Let's be real. So I love working from home. When the pandemic hit, we transitioned. I used to work for the federal government. We transitioned to working from home. And then, of course, they sent everybody back last year. And I ended up leaving. And I like working from home. So this is my plan because even if I'm feeling under the weather, I just can still get through the day. And I love that. I can just throw on the sweatpants and go. I don't have to worry about looking perfect for the office and being on my A game. So, yeah, I'm just not really enchanted with anything. Let's see. Let's go down the list. WSHP, MYSE. Look at this. MACD is red. It looks like it's trying to bounce off the 9 EMA and make a comeback, but the relative volume is really low. It's 1.61 times the 50-day average. So that's off my list. BIRD. BIRD. MACD's red. It's kind of consolidating sideways. And the relative volume, it looks like it dropped. Can that happen? Yeah. The relative volume popped above 5, and now it's back below 5. And that's a little expensive for me. At ELAB, well, it just popped up and just made a complete round trip. Look at that. So a round trip is when a stock goes up and then comes all the way back down to the same price. That's called a round trip. Or sometimes you hear people talk about a round trip in terms of you've bought and sold the same number of shares, but this is also called a round trip. And that is not the kind of round trip I like. I'm flying on Sunday. I'm going to Prague. That's the kind of round trip that I like. This is the worst kind of round trip. Okay. I hope I have a good round trip for my journey. Slow morning, less risk for me to give back all the green. Yes, yes, sir. Exactly. That is exactly the right mindset. Absolutely. Because think about it. Eventually, it's not, I mean, trading is hard. It's risky, 100%, but it's learnable. Okay, people learn it. It is learnable. We can learn it. However, what is the thing that gets us every time? It's our mental state and our emotions. It's up here and in here. So yes, it's slow. Looking at that as an opportunity to hold on to your green day, yes, keep that attitude, because that is exactly right. You're going to end the day green, and that's wonderful. Like, which day was it? I think it was Wednesday that I was up one of the days this week I was up $160, and I gave it all back and ended the day negative like $20. So hold on to your green day. Do not trade unless you see something that really fits what you want, right? Because I feel like my trading life mirrors my real life to some extent. I tend to see the same things across the board in different parts of my life. And I'm beginning to realize that, day trading is learnable. Okay. It's a skill that is learnable. If other people can do it, we can do it. It's learnable. However, we have to be patient and take the time to really understand the fundamentals, right? And then the other part is what's going on up here and in here. Controlling emotions. So good for you, Yasser. Hold strong on your green day. If you take another trade, great, but make sure it really meets your criteria. Don't take any crazy risks. All right. So LRHC, again, another sad story. Sometimes I like to think about, I'm a storyteller, and I think about, like, I look at the stock sometimes as a story, right? And here we had a lot of action, right? There might have been a fight scene in here, a romance, and then it's like, have you ever watched a TV series and then something happens in the TV series and you're just so bummed out you stop watching? Like, I stopped watching The Walking Dead when they killed off the son. What was his name? I actually watched it after they killed off Glenn. But then after they killed off the son, I was just like, really? Did you really do that? Oh God, what's his name? I can't remember the name. I was really into The Walking Dead too. Carl. No. Carl. Yes. Carl. When they killed off Carl, I was like, I feel like the story is just, I don't know, blah, right? To me, the story just died when they killed off Carl. So to me, when I look at something like, well, I wouldn't have traded LRHC anyway because it's under $1, but when I see a stock that just falls off, it's like, oh, they killed off Carl. Vikings. Oh, yes. I heard about that. I actually watched the first season of Vikings and then I kind of fall off. But my son, he watched like every season of Vikings. And Joel and the Last of Us. I've heard that's a good show too. I went through a real like zombie doomsday phase. I watched, was it Black Summer? That kind of, I lost interest in that one too, but I watched like 2 seasons of Black Summer. All right. So, oh, that was something I was holding on to that just sold. Oh, nice. Yay. All right. So, missing trades won't hurt you. Taking bad ones will. Patience, quality, and it meets your trading criteria. Raven, you're spot on. Yes, HG, absolutely, 100%. Like, yeah, we're in the same mindset. It's just it's better. Less is more. I'm a minimalist in my real life, and I'm when I first started trading last year, I was trying to do too much, and I'm starting to really pare down. I actually took the 20 EMA off my charts this week. I'm starting to do less and less. And I'm not saying that's what everyone should do, but for me, my comfort zone is focusing on the absolute fundamentals. Like, what's the minimum? What's the essential? Has anyone read Essentialism? What's that book? Essentialism. Let's see. Can't type today. There's a book, Essentialism, by Greg McKeown. Okay. And it really dials in, and the concept is pretty simple. I mean, it's just like, what are the essential things that move the needle forward, right? But it's a great book, Essentialism by Greg McKeown. I should add that down below. I'm going to start to have a little reading list because, I'm an Amazon affiliate. So I have, of course, I have like whatever equipment I use for my trading down below. But when I think of books that I've read that kind of help me with mindset, so I am a minimalist in my life, and I find that when I have too much going on, I do get overwhelmed, and I feel like I hit that point in my trading where I was like, I'm doing too much. And I want to think about what are the essentials that I need to move the needle forward, because there are a million indicators. Like, I know we're just kind of riffing here today because there's nothing going on on my scanners, but like here, if you go into the studies, right? Add study. Look at this. Look at all studies. Look at how many studies there are. And I realize that there are studies that are very specialized to a specific type of trading, right? I mean, some people use Bollinger Bands. All right. I have not done that, but let's see what happens when we add Bollinger Bands. Bollinger Bands. Okay. So I'm not skilled at using Bollinger Bands, but there are a million indicators that you can put on your charts, but do they all move the needle forward on your particular strategy? Probably not, right? So let me take that off because that stresses me out having them on there. All right. But I'm curious. I've heard people talk about them. So right now in my trading journey, even though I'm still really new, I'm starting to feel out what I really need and what I don't need. And I do feel like in every area of life, less is more. That's just me. Not to sound guru-y or woo-woo-y, but that book Essentialism, it just reinforced for me something that is already my innate style. Now, my daughter, she is a maximalist, okay? And she likes to have everything out and everything right in front of her. She is absolutely a maximalist, and it works for her. She's a straight A college student. So, and my son's a maximalist too. He works, but he's, they're both maximalists. I'm a minimalist, and so I'm trying to figure out what are the few indicators that are giving me the best result, because I can't look at everything. All right, so WSHP, the bears are definitely in control here. I'm glad I didn't take a risk on that one. And I'm really glad I didn't take a risk on that. let's see how the stock market's doing today. So, let's see how the stock market is doing. It's quiet for us. It's quiet for us, but is it quiet overall? Huh. Why is my Google being weird? Let's see. Okay, in the morning, the stock futures were pointing higher, which we saw earlier, right? We saw earlier. But I don't see any real updates. I don't see really any significant changes from this morning. I think it's just honestly a slow morning for what we're doing, okay? So if you could pick, I should do a poll on this. I'm going to do a poll on this after my live trading session. If you could pick one indicator to have on your chart, just one, what would it be? If you could only pick one, you only get one, all right? What would that one indicator be? I think if I had to pick one, for me, I think it's between the 9 EMA and VWAP. No, MACD. No, I don't know. Okay, I'm going to have to think about that one. That's really tough. I think I'm going to say MACD. Can't believe I'm saying that. But yeah, I think if I had to pick one, it would be MACD. Wow. So let's see. RPay. What's that? RPay. I'm curious. RPAY. That's on the top gainer scanner. It's under $10. Oh, the float is 75 million. Okay, so that has a float that's way too high for me. I would not be looking at that. BZAI floats too high. CRML floats too high. PBM just popped up again. Let's take a look. PBM, it looks like it might be trying to make a break of VWAP, but this does not have news. I don't see news. So even though it meets my criteria for stock selection, on Warrior Trading, Ross has a 5 pillars scan. It's on that, but it doesn't have the news piece. So yes. Just checking the chat here. Yep, so it doesn't have the news piece. So I guess if it had news, I would look for a break of VWAP. But I don't really trust it because like now it's below VWAP, the bears are in charge, and without news, I don't know, but it's been popping all morning. And I love its whole thing about, you know, about using psilocybin-based psychedelic medicines. I have heard that that is absolutely a frontier in medicine. But there's no news. So I'm going to check something. I'm going to look up the ticker. Okay. let's see. What does it say in the news? It says they have major positive news. The stock is rallying significantly in early trading. It says the primary driver is a new SEC filing detailing an expansion of its clinical site network in Australia. Okay, so according to Google, they do have news. So let's see. I'm going to look for a break of VWAP because according to Google, they have news. So, oh, but it's over $10. I don't know. And it's a break of VWAP, which is a setup that I'm less experienced at. Should I reduce my, I don't know. Am I willing to take a red day? I was thinking reduce my shares to to 100 shares. But if the news was really good, wouldn't it show up on Thinkorswim? This is where I'm a little bit suspicious sometimes of the internet. You know? And like you just said, HG, missing trades will not hurt you, but taking bad ones will. So, and I am less experienced at the break of VWAP. So if it had the news on Warrior Trading and on Thinkorswim, I would consider it for sure. But I am really thinking that that's going to be a scientific frontier for, Okay, so EFOI just popped up. Let's see. EFOI. EFOI. All right, it's $5. The float is 2.6 million. The relative volume, the gap. Okay, so let's evaluate the news. It says they announced multi-year data center infrastructure progress across key strategic projects. They provided an update on the continued execution and multi-year delivery progress across major data center projects, denoted Project G and Project Y, reinforcing. Okay, so this is like an update. I don't know if this is great news, but this has potential. This has potential. It has news. It meets my 5 criteria for stock selection. Let's see. Is there resistance on the 200 simple moving average? Well, now it's trading above the 200. My 5-minute chart is all messed up, guys. So let me put this on the 10-second chart. EFOI. This had, it's pulling back, dropping below VWAP. Approaching the 9 EMA. I'm looking at the 10-second chart. I'm gonna actually lift this up because I want to get rid of some of this noise. I'm looking for a bull flag pullback on this. So this is the high of the low candle, but it's already below VWAP, which I don't love. And now this is the high of the low candle. So if it comes up above VWAP, I had to get out. It hit my stop. I had to get out. I should have waited for a candle to confirm above VWAP, right? Right. So I was looking for that bull flag pullback, but it hit my stop. I had to get out. Had to. I was lucky though, because it dropped below my stop and then popped up. So I think I was lucky. All right, I'm going to look for another opportunity to get in. I'm not going to rush. Just going to take my time. Okay. But on the daily chart, I'm looking for a window. No. So is this blue sky? Oh no, wait, look at this. It went way up here. What do they do? Let's see what they do. Analyze. They're easy to borrow. Ugh. I may just, I don't know. I may sit this one out. They're easy to borrow. Oh, I'm seeing a breakout, but is the volume there to support it? So here it popped up. I thought this was going to be a bull flag breakout, right? But the volume wasn't really decreasing enough here. The volume looks choppy. Everything looks kind of choppy. I'm going to hold off and see if it looks cleaner. All right. Yeah. See how it's just kind of, so if we use the drawing here, drawing tools. All right. Yeah. All right. One trade today, one red trade. My accuracy is 0%. Not something to brag about. But, however, I did see it was above VWAP here. I saw an increase in volume, but yeah, I'm not, it's kind of, let's see. This is where the half dollar is. This is where the whole dollar is. It's kind of hovering around the whole dollar. On the 10-second chart, it's also consolidating sideways. So again, I'm not an expert on shorting, but because it's easy to borrow, I'm thinking that a lot of people are shorting it. And if a lot of people are shorting it, even though it popped up with good news and it meets all the criteria for stock selection, a lot of people are shorting it. And maybe that's why it's just hovering in this place. Maybe there's a battle between the shorts and the longs. That's what I'm guessing. Maybe I should have checked if it was hard to borrow or easy to borrow before I took the trade. So, yeah. All right. Well, I may just, unless I see an obvious breakout, I may stay out of it because there's going to be a lot of people shorting this. So I'm going to look for another bull. It's breaking out, but I think I'm going to look for a real bull flag. I don't want to get fooled again. So let me see. Oh, wow. Look at how many little orders. Okay. So I'm going to I'm going to export this to my trader view. Which is my app for tracking my trades, and we'll put today. So today is a red day so far. Boo. Boo. Hiss. Okay, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in right here my initial risk and my tag, bull flag pullback. Okay. That way I have that later. And actually, I have been using my paper journal. I always have a paper journal nearby to jot things down. And I'm going to keep this open so I can write notes. Bull flag pullback. I was risking $50, so I got out lucky on that one. Looks like it's kind of climbing up, but it has good news, but the easy to borrow thing, ugh. Wish I had checked that before I traded. Do you guys check that every time you trade? I have to start doing that. Check easy to borrow or hard to borrow. Making notes for my recap later because I feel like this is kind of notable. So the volume's pulling back. So let me change my drawing tool. This is like the low candle right now. And the top candle is 475. So there's room to, so this is, I guess you could call it, if you only have one candle that's red, maybe a micro pullback, not a full bull flag, right? But I'm looking at the 10-second chart as well. Yeah. People have a lot of confidence that this is going to go up, right? There's a window to, oh, no, is this blue sky? No, obviously. Okay, so people think this is going to go up, but, oh, it's starting to pop up. But the volume is lower. Didn't trust it. Oh, wait. Looking at the 10-second chart and So you check every time. I'm going to add that to my process because I feel like I got burned this time, HG. Caught that pop on EFOI, made back half of my losses for the day, still red and out of buying power. Well, you made back half, right? That's great. Yeah, that's the thing, out of buying power. Hopefully that will change with the PDT rule for you. And, but when you're out, you're out. That happened to me the other day and I just had to sit with it. Ugh, yuck. All right, so this one, I think I am not going to, I'm just going to abandon EFOI because I feel like I'd be not revenge trading, but chasing something. IPW. Let's look at IPW. And we're coming up to, we have 15 minutes until the market open and something might pop up then. So let me get rid of some of this other stuff. RPay, WSHBIRD. Okay, so IPW, let's see. That's on pretty low volume. IPW is on very low volume. So they have news, but their relative volume is 0.24, which means their relative volume isn't even the same, right? It's 0.24 times, right? It's not even 1 times their 50-day average. So yeah, I'm adding the check of easy to borrow and hard to borrow because I do check, but intermittently, and I think that's going to be a hard check because I think I just got caught. But hey, James, I'm so happy for you that you caught some green on EFOI. I'm so happy for you. But now the MACD's red. I'm glad I didn't try to get back in on that. Oh yeah, this little pop here. This little pop here. Why are my trades showing up? I'm telling you, I screwed up my charts like big time. Here we go. There we go. My one trade. I thought it was a breakout and I didn't get caught. But luckily, I only am down half of what I was willing to risk. So let's see. PBM has news. Now the news is showing up. Okay. EFOI, is that making a breakout? But it's still red. Okay, so IPW, PBM. Oh, but it's below VWAP. Okay. I may have to sit with a red day, folks. I may have to sit with a red day. But we'll see how that goes. Okay, so am I uncomfortable sitting with a red day? Yeah, I don't like it. And you know, red is my second favorite color in real life, but in trading, boo. So, do I hate that? But revenge trading will get me nowhere, right? In the long run. In the short run, it might relieve some of my anxiety that I'm feeling over being red. But in the long run, that is a terrible thing to give into. I've done it. I did it one time this week. I did it last week. I'm not going to revenge trade. I'm going to look for good setups. And if there isn't anything, I will sit with it and think of it as a lesson. And my lesson today is clear. I didn't check if it was hard to borrow or easy to borrow before I traded. That is like the lesson, right, of the day. Wow. So, you know, I might add that to my checks because I think I've traded stocks that are easy to borrow on Thinkorswim before, but I just don't check consistently. So, and you know, I feel like that's where I'm trying to figure out, like, what are those indicators that I really need to pay attention to? Let's see, where is it now? All right, so it's still kind of trending sideways right along the 9 EMA VWAP, but the MACD is red. I mean, they have good news, but I'm not trusting it because I have a rudimentary understanding of shorting, but I'm guessing because it's easy to borrow that a lot of people are shorting it. So it's just kind of battling at that price, right? And who's going to win? The shorts or the longs? We're team long, right? I don't know. Does anybody here short? Team Raven. Didn't someone say that earlier, OV? I do feel like we have a little community here. All right, so looks like it's popping up a little bit, but again, the MACD is red. So, yep, it's kind of, the volume is increasing a little bit on the 10-second chart, but again, the MACD is saying no. So I'm going to have to fix my charts later because I screwed everything up and I didn't have time to fix it before I popped on for the live stream. But I'm thinking that I'm going to put my daily and 5-minute up here. And then I'm going to put the 1 minute down here and maybe make room for the 10-second. That's what I'm thinking for a new look, maybe more efficient so that I can put the 10-second over here instead of having it in the way here. Oh, so EFOI is breaking out, but the MACD is red, so I'm not getting in. And easy to borrow, that just scared me off. Ross traded EFOI and made a profit, but sometimes he says he doesn't trade it because of it, and sometimes he does, like today. I'm referring to easy to borrow. Yes. Yeah, I have traded stocks that are easy to borrow. So he made a profit. So I wonder if he jumped in on this first candle. That would have been really fast. Or here. I mean, when I watch his recap later, I'll find out. Hopefully. You know, his instincts obviously are so superior. All right, so now it is breaking out. And the MACD's flipping green. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I have traded stocks that are easy to borrow. I think it just depends if the action's clean but right now the price action is clean. Like this is a potential pull of a bull flag, right? But the MACD's barely, it's red. Unless the MACD flips green, then you know, I would rather sit with my small red day than have a large red day. Okay, so now MACD is flipping. The relative volume on this is insane. So I'm going to look for a bull flag pullback. If there is a bull flag pullback that pops up, I will consider getting in, or a good micro pullback. I'm looking at the 10-second chart. All right, so I'm looking at the 10-second chart. It's starting to pull back a little on the 10-second chart, but it's okay. So on the 10-second chart, it's pulling back a little bit. Volume is pulling back. We're still green on the MACD. So I will consider taking potentially a micro pullback or, okay, now it looks like it might be like dipped just below the 9 EMA on the 10-second. But I'm looking for the volume to go up on the 10-second. I'm not seeing that. Well, yeah, but the candle's red. So this would be, if I'm going for a bull flag, this would be the low, about $5, and up here at 532. So it's just touching the 9 EMA. Let's make this a little bigger so everyone can see. So I wonder what Ross, I've taken his classes, and of course I might go back and look at his section on easy to borrow, hard to borrow, and I'm wondering what criteria he uses to determine if he should trade on easy to borrow. Actually, this is the top of the candle. Let's be more precise, shall we? 498. All right, so now I'm looking for, but the MACD is like almost red. I'm looking for a breakout over 5. Okay, I'm looking at the level 2, 497, 498. There we go. Oh. Oh my God. Yep. Wow. It really, I really got caught on that one, huh? Wow. I clicked at my stop and I got out at 20 cents a share below and my stop is 10 cents a share. So now I'm almost at my max daily loss. So if I take a third trade and it's red, I'm out, regardless of whether or not I have settled funds or what. That would be my limit. But I don't even know if I want to trade again, because if I look at 2 red trades on a day like today, ugh. So let me go back. I don't know if I even want to trade again, because I don't know, easy to borrow might be my might be a no-go for me. Okay, so this was, I'm actually gonna put in this one, easy to borrow. Okay, and then here, oh, that hurts. That hurts, guys. This was a bull flag pullback, and I'm also gonna put easy to borrow. All right, so, ouch. So now I'm red on the day. I'm red on the week. Ugh, that hurts big time. Wow, my metrics are awful lately. Awful. Okay, and on the month, I'm red on the month too. Oh, how sad. Okay, so today I'm down $120. I've wiped out everything for the month. So, and look at this. It kept going up. I feel like this is what happened to me with Bird on Wednesday. Like, everyone else is making money and I'm just stuck. Look at that. It's running up. I'm looking for, I don't know, these topping tails. Oh, been burned twice now. See, the MACD was barely there. Now the MACD is green. I'm curious where Ross traded it. He must have traded over here. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm just, all right, BATL. DARE. Let's see. DARE. All right, so. Oh, thank you. I usually do. Thank you. Thanks, James. I usually do. I don't know why it didn't hide today. Thank you. Yes, so today is a bit of a bummer. All right, so but I'm going to shake it off. It's only two red trades. It's 2 red trades. Now, I don't have a strict 3 strikes you're out rule, but I've set a max daily loss of $150. So I'm at 120. If I take a third trade and I hit 150, I am out. And that's it. No matter what else happens, I'm out. All right, so let's take a look here. And I set that max loss, was it yesterday or the day before? But I set that max loss because knowing that the pattern day trader rule is coming, that change is coming, I want to prevent myself from over trading. Okay, this month has been a huge bummer. Market open, but I want to protect myself. So all right, RFMM. Let's see. RFMM. It is $3. It's under $10. The float is good. Everything looks good. Let's look at the news, current report. So it looks like they put out an 8K form. And I'm going to look and see if they're easy to borrow. This could be another. No, wait, sorry. FR. They're hard to borrow. Okay. So this is a potential stock. Oh, they reinitiates share buyback program. So they're buying back shares. So it looks like people are loving that news right now. Let me see. I'm going to get rid of this other stuff here. So EFOI, FRMM. I'm thinking maybe a potential micro pullback on our FRMM, potentially. So it's, no, I don't like that big topping tail. That had good news though. That had good news. We're just seeing a ton of stuff pop up, which is awesome. Let's go back to EFOI. Yeah, I just couldn't catch it. It made good moves too. Here, but here I had to get out at my stop. Same thing here. I got in and then I had to get out at my stop. Yeah. LAKE. Lead plaintiff deadline. That's like a lawsuit thing. I'm not a fan. That's kind of a high price. So as it stands in the day, I've taken 2 trades. They've both been red. Is my stop too tight? Is 10 cents a share too tight? This has happened to me a couple of times this week. I was not cutting my losses soon enough before, but is my stop too tight? So EFOI breaking out, but MACD is red. I never wish bad luck on any other trader, but when I hear that other traders are struggling, it helps me because it gives me that reality check that like we're all struggling sometimes. All right, so FRMM. EFOI is popping back up, but look at the MACD, it's not green. I would have to look for a bull flag pullback on that. I don't think I trust. FOI. So people think EFOI is going to go up. I'm going to look for a micro pullback. Maybe I'm the idiot on this one. All right, so it's pulling back on the 10-second chart. Give it one more try, people. So it might be a bull flag pullback on EFOI. Okay. Woo! Woohoo! All right. I flipped green on EFOI. All right. I waited for, that was a micro pullback. Okay. So I had two bull flags, two failed bull flags, right? And then I had one micro pullback. And that one worked. All right. So let me just check my settled funds really quick. Okay, so I still have settled funds left. And all right, so I flipped to green. Whew. All right. And it halted. It halted. All right. Wow, that was like being clutched out of the jaws of death at the last moment, huh? Wow. That was a pretty clean micro pullback. I'm going to actually take a snippet on the snipping tool because I've noticed that on the 10-second chart it goes away. Let me see. So I just took a screenshot of where I made that micro pullback because I traded that off the 10-second chart. I'm still getting used to it, but that's definitely going in my weekly goal recap over on Substack where I deep dive in the micro pullback because I felt like that one, I saw it pretty well. And luckily, luckily it went green. So, so let's see, PBM seems to be, oh, nope. Wow, look at that, huh? Wow. So that dropped right at the open. That dropped right at the open, right? That's shorts, right? That's people shorting it. Right? They're selling, 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 hope that when it pops up, they can buy. Is that what that is? That's people shorting it? Oh, thank you, James. Woohoo! Thank you. Yeah, I mean, whew. That was a close one. Wow. That was a close one. That's what I love about it, though. It's like you can be down And as long as you're not taking any insane risks, like I wasn't doing anything crazy. I was being really conservative. I had 2 failed bull flag pullbacks and I sold at my stop and I did what I had promised myself I would do. And then I hadn't gone past my max daily loss yet. So I was following my rules. Now, do I have the right rules? Only time will tell, right? I mean, I'm still learning. I'm on my journey. I'm grateful that you guys are coming along for it, though. This is really nice. And, but you're seeing the downs and the ups. That was the second trade on EFOI was rough to stomach. Yikes. So let's see what else is popping up. We're at 9:40. I will continue trading until at least 10. If there are opportunities, I may trade after that. That's because the market's heating up a little bit and trading is so much fun, better than roller coasters. I know. It really is. I love it. I do. I love it. And I love the fact that it's hard. That is one of the things I love about it, because if it was easy, everyone would do it, right? And we're not everyone. We're different. People that trade are built different. And it's not for everyone, right? And, it's a long learning curve. And I love that, because I feel like when I get to the point where I'm consistently profitable, I'm going to feel like I really earned it, So I'm looking forward to that journey. So EFOI is on the move again. It came out of its halt, but I am leery of trading around halts. I get really worried, but I can see that a lot of people have confidence that it's going to go up. So I'm going to look at the 10-second chart. Okay. It looks like it's pulling back on the 10-second chart. Oh, I had to get out. I had to. It hit my stop. So I traded that micro pullback right there. Okay, so I gave back some of it. That's how it goes. Let me just check my settled funds really quick. Okay, so I still have settled funds, plenty of settled funds. Okay, so it's pulling back on the 1 minute. It's consolidating sideways on the 10-second. It's really extended off the 9 EMA on the 1 minute, but it's tapping the 9 EMA on the 10-second. So I've taken 4 trades on EFOI. I have only been green on one of them. My accuracy is horrible, but wow. All right. It looks like we're kind of possibly we have a bull flag pullback here. Oh, people are very optimistic here. Look, people think it's going to go all the way up to 10, 11. It's tapping the 9 EMA on the 10-second. It's starting to... So here, if I have a bull flag breakout and I buy at 916, then it could go to 954. Okay, so, oh, it's making a move on the 10. It looks like it's making a move on the 10-second. I don't see any big sellers on the ask, but nope. It's kind of below the 9 EMA on the 10-second. So now I'm really looking for a break over this level, 916. I will probably switch to the, I'll be trading off the 1 minute if I do a bull flag breakout on this. My 5-minute chart is completely screwed up. I don't know what I did to it, so we'll just have to ignore that for the time being. We're flying blind on the 5-minute right now. All right. It's really pulling back. People maybe are losing confidence that it's going to break out over 916. It's below the 9 EMA on the 10-second chart. And now this is the top of the low candle here, 902. It might tap the 9 EMA. So let's see. I mean, as far as if we start right at market open, this would be, I don't know if you could call this a pullback because, yeah, one pullback. This is like this is the halt, right? And this is a real bull flag pullback. But look at, now it's pulling back. Tapped, almost tapped to the 9 EMA. All right. I mean, I don't know. I'm still green, so I don't want to risk too much. I'm still green. I don't want to go red today. That would be such a bummer. My accuracy is so bad today. All right. So now this is the top of the low candle. All right. So if I were going to make a move, I'm looking for a break over 843. Tap the 9 EMA, and I'm wondering, actually, this is still the top of the low candle, right? Because we're still in this candle. We have about 20 seconds left in this candle. So I really needed more tea, but I didn't want to take a break. Okay, we're almost done with this candle. So this is going to be the low. But okay. Let's see. People still have a lot of confidence in it. Look, there are people trying to sell at people have orders on the ask past 10. But before it was up to 11, right? Oh, look, 10:58. I don't see huge orders, but the volume, the total volume is 46 million. I think it's breaking out. Oh. Well, that was a flip in the wrong direction, people. There it goes. Wow. Wow. This has been an emotional day. Another failed bull flag breakout. Wow. Fail. 3 failed bull flags. I think I only have 1 trade left. Not even, wait. Yeah, I have 1 trade left. All right. So my story is just, I'm at 150. I'm out. Oh, no, I'm out. 150. I'm out. I am out by 91 cents. I'm out. Okay, that's it. Right before 10, I flipped from green to red. Right before 10. All right, so let's see. Export to file. Yeah, green to red right before I hit my max loss. All right, well, live trading. Yep, I had to get out. And actually, I don't know if you saw, but I hesitated. I hesitated on getting out. I hesitated. And look at that. I hesitated. Why? Because I didn't want to be red. Well, that's what the max loss is for. So I have hit my max loss, and that means that I'm taking no more trades today. This is the most amount of damage that I can do to myself financially today. I mean, it's not funny. I don't know why I'm laughing, but my number one goal is to make money. And this is very risky. So this max daily loss is here to protect me. Okay. I was like, oh, I have settled funds left. I can take one more trade. But no, I can't take one more trade. I'm going to stick to my rule. So, and I hesitated on getting out on that too. So I had 3 failed bull flag pullbacks, 1 successful micro pullback. And yeah, right on the day, but hey, that's it. That's the most amount of damage I can do today. I can't do any worse. And I'm like so frustrated because I feel like I did terrible on BIRD and I did terrible on EFOI, and these are stocks where everyone's making money. So I don't know. I tried to do bull flag pullbacks. I'm really going to have to dive deep into the analysis and figure out what am I doing here. Okay, because is it the timing? Is my stop too tight? Like, what am I doing? Because I feel like I'm selling at my stop and then they're going higher. So maybe my stops are too tight. So is my stop too tight on bull flag pullbacks? I'm going to have to think about that a little bit because I've noticed that on some of them. However, if I make my stop larger, I am going to take bigger losses. Am I not giving myself enough room, though, to move? This is food for thought. This is food for thought. Okay, so EFOI looks like it might break out again, but MACD is red. Okay, there it goes. There it goes. But MACD is red. So even if I wasn't at my max loss, I would not take that trade because the MACD is red. Look at people have, and like, so let's see, where's high of day? High of day is, it really didn't come back up to high of day. So look at this, high of day was 950. And it's just kind of stair-stepping down. So is this the backside of the move, right? So we had 3 trades here. I got that great micro pullback here. And then this looks like the backside of the move. I tried to get a breakout here, flush down. All right. Well, let's see. 1, 2, 3. Wait, so I took 5 trades on, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I took 5 trades. Did I have 4 red trades and 1 green trade on this stock? Ouch. I'm wrecking my accuracy, like wrecking it. All right, so yeah, I mean, this was clearly the move of the day. FRMM, nope. I would say PBM had some potential here in the early market, right? From 4 to 7. I know some of you said you traded it then. EFOI, it's like, I think it's on the backside of the move now. So, well, and that's a lesson because I was looking for a breakout here, but this wasn't really, well, yeah, the volume was pulling back. I don't know. I was looking for a breakout here through high of day. And I think that was a reasonable trade. However, I didn't get confirmation here on the volume bar. So that's where I think I messed up. And yep, no, I think we're on the backside. MACD is red. Well, guys, let's do a little closing out of my morning training session. Whoops. Whoops, why is this not? Here we go. All right, so to wrap up, I had 5 trades on, I think they were all on EFOI. I ended up red for the day. I hit my max daily loss. Okay, so that meant I'm out of the game. I have settled funds, but I am out of it for the day. So, yeah, that's there to protect me. Okay. And I did get 1 micro pullback. That was my most successful trade of the day. And I will be putting that into my recap over on Substack. And I'll do my recap later on today. So I hope all of you had a great trading week, great trading day. Thanks for joining me today. I'm traveling next week. I don't know exactly how much I will be able to live stream, if any, depending on my hotel connection and my schedule. I will be posting content each day of some kind. So I hope you have a great weekend, and I will hopefully see you guys on Monday.